Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffy Noodle Legs here today with another Noodle film review. Today we're looking at something that's I was surprised by. It's on Arrow Video and it's called Robot Jocks. Now this is the very last film in the Enter the Video Store box set, which is a collection of 5 Empire films, movies from the 1980s video store era. And this is the last sort of like one in there, because the box set is sort of like full of like forgotten movies to a point. So it's a really cool box set. Now this one is sort of based. It's supposed to be based after a massive nuclear holocaust, and it's been directed by Stuart Gordon, who is quite a strange film for him. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's renowned for making the gore-fest films of From Beyond and Reanimator, the kind of like H.P. Lovecraft films. Anyway, he made this one, and this is more like a sort of when I watch it, and when me and the lad watched it, we thought we can see where Pacific Rim's got its influence from, and things like that, and sort of video games like Gundam and Zone of Enders, things like that. It's because it's about mech fighting. It's about these giant mechs, and you've got these the guys that sort of like that control inside these massive mechs are called jocks. And this one is sort of based where there's one guy, our hero, he says his contract is for 10 fights. Anyway, he's out on his sort of last fight, and something goes wrong, in a sense of like the jock who's the villain in the other mech, he's not very nice. The last fight he was in, he killed the person in it, and he's out to do the same, or he's quite reckless, or kill the people that are sort of watching in the audience. Anyway, our hero tries to protect the audience, and his mech sort of gets hit, and he sort of whacks and sort of lays backward onto the stand where all the spectators are, and 300 sort of spectators get killed. And so that's hit our hero big time. You know, he's not really happy about that, but he says, well, this is my last fight. Then it goes to like a hearing afterwards, and it's judged that it was an accident, but because it was this way, the conclusion of the fight, they've had it as a draw. Now, his manager and the villain wants another fight, but he said, no, this is my 10th fight. And they say, no, this is not a proper fight, because if it's a draw, no one's won. So you're still 9 and a draw, but he's not having it. And we meet some other characters, sort of like these sort of trainee kind of jocks, and that are sort of training. And there's like a young sort of a female that seems to have taken a shine to our hero, and our hero seems to have taken a shine to her. Anyway, and there's a little bit of sort of like espionage going behind the background. There's like a spy. His boss, who I'm going to call a sort of Discount JR from WWE. He's actually a spy, and he's a villain, and he's like manipulating our jock and things like this. And one of the other guys, this Chinese guy, he's sussed that out, and he confronts him with it, but he ends up getting killed by our Discount JR, Jim Ross. And so he then but the Chinese guy is quite clever, because he's controlling the CCTV thing, and he's got it on film. Anyway, eventually, after a while, I mean, our jock gets drunk in the pub and all this sort of thing, and he tries it on with the girl. The girl's not really, she's wondering why he doesn't want to do it, and all this sort of thing. And then eventually, because this girl's he likes her, and he's sort of persuaded, because, you know, he doesn't want to appear weak, where he decides to do it. But she thinks he's done it because they've offered him more money. And he said, no, it's not to do that. But anyway, they have like a little fallout and stuff like this. And and then sort of like the girl sort of then sort of drugs him, and he falls asleep, and she puts on his uniform and goes to the to Mech to go out and fight this other guy. And that's all I'm going to tell you. So what's happening? Is she going to fight the guy? Is our hero going to wake up and save the day? Or, you know, or is it going to succumb to losing the battle without even fighting? You need to watch it and find out. What do I think of Robot Jocks? It's amazing. It's an incredible film. To me, this is the hidden gem of the box set. Absolutely great fun movie. Yes, you know, it's different. It's not a horror film. It's like a science fiction sort of battle film. I suppose a little bit like Arena, but with these mechs. But it's the story is really quite cool, and it's so badly acted. It's amazing, and there's so many sort of like cheesy lines and cheesy acting. There's cheesy effects in it, and it just makes it absolutely brilliant. Absolutely loved the film. It was like and they did a really good job with the mechs. So the pluses of the film, it looks really cool. It looks stunning. Brilliant transfer. Um, they've done a great thing with the mechs because you do get that sense of scale because they are absolutely massive, and like our jocks have to get in this lift up to the head part to get into the mechs, and you get that sense of scale, which didn't really get that in Pacific Rim. But yeah, you get the sense of scale, and they're quite clumsy and clumpy when they walk, which you would get surely by something that if you were steering something that size. Really, really cool. The acting's terrible, which is amazing. And some of the fight scenes are pretty cool. They are pretty good. That to me, I go to the negatives. I wish the fight scenes were just longer with the mechs because I really enjoyed them. I just I just wish that was a bit longer. They did a bit more sort of thing. But there was one part where it really reminds me of like sort of Gundam Wing and uh that Macross thing. I can't remember what it's called now, but because they take off and go into space and start sort of trying to fight in space kind of thing, and I loved that. That was just so cool. Really, really good film. Absolutely, really enjoyed it. I'm going to score the film an awesome watch, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. A really high score for a film that I didn't think I was going to enjoy. Never seen it before, never heard of it before. I can't even remember seeing it on the shelf. I look at the original cover and I still can't remember seeing that on the shelf. So I'm not sure if it even got a UK release, I'm not sure. But really enjoyed it, amazing. And the lad, Lemon Lord, loved it too. Absolutely loved it. He thought it was an amazing film. Robot Jocks, 9 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below what you think of it. It was so different, and it was such a shocking surprise at how much I enjoyed the film, purely because of its cheese. But it just happened to be that they'd done some really good work on the mechs, which looked really, really cool. Yeah, they look really cheesy and sort of plastic in some places, but that just gives you a little giggle. And in other places, they look huge and it's like really, really cool. Just something different. It really was different. The story was a little bit basic and a little bit short, in my opinion. It wasn't sort of panned out with lots of sub stories or anything like that. It was this story about this fight that ended up being a draw. The bad guy wants to fight, the good guy doesn't, and then they persuade him to do it, etc. And he goes and saves the sort of day. Really, really cool. Great fun. Great popcorn film. Really, really good. If you want something just fun to watch, something completely different, Robot Jocks is your film, or if you're a Power Ranger fan or something like that, you probably enjoy it too. And that's it, guys. That's the last film in Enter the Video Store box set. So we've had Dungeon Master, which I scored 7 out of 10. We've had Dolls, which I gave a 9 out of 10. I had Cellar Dweller, I gave a 9 out of 10. Arena, I gave 8 out of 10. and Robot Jocks, I gave a 9 out of 10. So overall, I'm going to give that box set an 8.5 out of 10. And I think that's fair as a box set in a whole. Really cool box set. Really, really good. I just really hope that they will do more and make this a series of box sets, not just this Empire films. Maybe go on, like I said, to do some Canon films or New Line Cinema or Palace Video. Anything like that would be really, really cool. Or some trauma films. Anything like that would be really, really good. But that's what we got, and it's really, really cool. Until my next video, guys, check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek Man v Film, RS Designs, Pizzawell, I'm the Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Sarah of Horror, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, and a massive shout out to my lad Lemon Lord. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.